welcome to another Mad Chats and Recaps with myself. Tasha unfortunately couldn't make it this week, so it is just me, but happy to be here. These are recaps for the week of January the 9th through the 15th of 2023. And as always, we'll start with the Forsaken. The party joined Mayor Rheyes for a meeting that could change everything. Once at the main tower in Relask, they mingle with acquaintances and friends, each moving about the room, sharing greetings, discussion, and laughter. Zavar was happy to see those he invited from the monastery and from elsewhere in his life, while Juniper dealt with some unexpected drama with hers. Her friend Ruann was being a bit flaky recently, and she was, to her dismay, beginning to see the reason why. Elsewhere, the party greet Gerbil to the meeting with open arms, and with him, an unexpected acquaintance, Leighton Fenton, the man with the ghost wife by the lake near Sadir, who was hunted down in his home by the library's Anthology of Mages. Once the meeting began, the group each gave their own rousing and successful speeches to convince the invitees why the library and the Great One posed such a threat, and the meeting ended with most at the table pledging their support. But before celebrating could even begin, Dradea reached out with an urgent request, the teleportation circle code for the tower. A few moments later, she was standing in front of them, bloodied and bruised, with Polo there to speak for her when she could not. Dim Glimpse was in pieces. The awakening of the Great One had apparently began that night. So yeah. That's what happened on the Forsaken. It was pretty exciting. Everyone gave great speeches. I was definitely moved a couple of times. Yeah, the players did such a great job. And convinced pretty much everyone except maybe one person specifically, Juniper's friend, who I mentioned in the recap. And a couple of others seemed a little less enthusiastic, but still said that they would help them with something. But yeah, so tonight or this week, we'll see what happens after that. So super excited for that. If you missed it on Monday night, be sure to check the VOD. We're in the end of the campaign, so we only have a few more episodes left. Let's see here, on Tuesday's Sundered Fate, our adventurers return to Aveline to share their findings, exonerating, excuse me if I pronounce these names incorrectly, Thetri Elevere, of any participation in Centrone's wrongdoings. After a good night's rest, they head out to traverse Thunderfang Rise and navigate Crestwood Valley to reach the portal to Evernight. Along the way, Dia is bitten by a spider in her sleep, leading to a sack full of eggs growing on her neck. And our friends find our cold, lost girl, separated from her mother in a recent attack while they were traveling, and agree to help her make her way to her nearby home in hopes of finding one of her mothers. Oh, poor thing. Well, hopefully they're able to do that. And again, sorry if I got some of the pronunciations incorrectly. Yeah, but that's our newest Tuesday night campaign that goes from 9 p.m. Eastern time to 12 p.m. Eastern time. So a little bit different time-wise than some of our other campaigns here on the channel, or most of our other campaigns. But yeah, it seems to be going off great. There's a lot of mystery. There's a lot of adventure. There was a chase scene a couple of weeks ago, so be sure to tune into that, and you can check our VODs. We're also regularly updating on YouTube now, so you can check those past episodes there as well. I think they're just like 5 or 6 episodes in, so great time to start. So on not last Saturdays, we had an Extremis this week. So on this week's episode of In Extremis, our Sky Pirates slept long through the night and into the morning. Without a course set, they spent the day recovering and decompressing from the insanity that they just left behind on Atmos Isles. Concerned for Liazana, they sent a mental message to warn her of Dracus and get info about any usage of the Tomb of Horrors in her possession. The terrifying response they received, however, alarmed them all. Relith was able to decode the warped message, and the crew soon set a plan to recover and restock on Macaw before deciding which grand task to tackle first. This was Grundy's first time seeing the Macaw Island, the Macaw homestead. So that was super exciting. So we're going to take some downtime there before we move into whatever we need to do next. But yeah, super scary. The message that we got when we tried to reach out to Liasana, it was in Draconic. There was a lot of like layered, deep murmurings that sounded kind of like Liasana. But Breelith spent all day. Breelith spent all day in her cabin, trying again and again to try and to reach out, and but was able to decipher the message, which the message said in extremis. And that was just over and over again, which is Draconic for, like pretty much kind of at the end of things is what it translates to. So, and then we also found out that the city that we left Liasana in to study the book, along with Srilik, the Mind Flayer, our Mind Flayer friend, the two of them left with the book. So they're no longer in that city. They're somewhere else. So, yay. Super short this week. That's all I got for as far as recaps go. As I said, be sure to check out our Tuesday campaign, Sundered Fate. That's the one that goes from 9 to 12. We have another campaign coming early this year, probably within the first quarter, I would say. Maybe sometime around April. That will be on Fridays from 9 to 12 as well, Eastern time. So look for that in the future. Be sure to check out Sundered Fate in the meantime. We have a lot of community stuff that will be happening in the future, some watch-alongs. I need to sit down and kind of plan those things and work with people. We have our first community gaming day on Sunday, January the 22nd. It'll just be kind of an all-day thing where we'll be hanging out in the Discord channels, talking, playing some games, streaming, maybe some watch-alongs. There might even be like a one-shot happening in the Discord that won't be streamed, but that's just even more reason to join the Discord. If you're looking for the link for that, you can find it on our website, which is also the merch store at madbirdstreams.com, or you can find it on our Twitch channel as well if you're not seeing this on the Twitch channel. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's all I got. All right, well, thank you so much. Hopefully Tasha will be here next week, so you just won't be seeing me. But we'll see you in Discord, we'll see you in Twitch chat, and we'll see you next time. All right, bye.
No countdown
hey.
or anything. Wow.
Welcome to the Forsaken
Good
or
job.
something.
We're good. Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
Well,
Guys.
I thought that I had the starting soon one under that, but apparently I did not. So we're here. Is that Valheim audio? No.
Wait, who's playing Valheim? Wait.
I am. No. I'm gonna DM and play Valheim at the same time.
Ooh,
It's gonna be great.
multi-talented.
All right, let me just fix. I'm already seeing that my camera's off or something. 1 second. Yeah. Welcome, viewers, to another episode of The Forsaken. We're super glad to have you. Why aren't you letting me adjust this? Oh, that's why. Okay, there we go. We are on episode 128. And I will soon, while I am turning down this music a bit, and about ready to give the summary for last week's episode 127, if the rest of you, the players, want to go ahead and make your inspiration rolls, I will tackle those after I read the summary and just put those in the Zoom chat. But yes, welcome to the episode of The Forsaken. Viewers, welcome. We're in the home stretch, the end stretch, the end times. Oh, hi, Rebel. And Zen. Yeah, only a few more episodes to go until we wrap up the campaign. It's wild. Let me go ahead and read the summary for last session. The party joined Mayor Rheyes for a meeting that could change everything. Once at the main tower in Verlask, they mingle with acquaintances and friends, each moving about the room sharing in greetings, discussion, and laughter. Zavar was happy to see those he invited from the monastery and from elsewhere in his life, while Juniper dealt with some unexpected drama with hers. Her friend Ruann was being a bit flaky recently, and she was, to her dismay, beginning to maybe see the reason why. Elsewhere, the party greeted Gerbil to the meeting with open arms, and with him an unexpected acquaintance, Leighton Fenton, the man with the ghost wife by the lake near Lisa Deer, who was hunted down in his home by the library's Anthology of Mages, so it seems. Once the meeting began, the group each gave their own rousing and successful speeches to convince the invitees why the library and the Great One posed such a threat, and the meeting ended with most at the table pledging their support. But before celebrating could even begin, Dradea reached out with an urgent request: the teleportation circle code for the tower in Verlask. A few moments later, she was standing in front of them, bloodied and bruised, with Polo there to speak when she could not. Dimglimt was in pieces, she said. Perhaps the awakening of the Great One could have began tonight. All right. That's
you don't print
last
flyers
week's
and then go back on it.
Summary. So let's see what everyone rolled for inspiration here. Let's see. Asleep rolled 7. I'm just double checking everyone's names and nameplates and stuff are good, which were fine. Asleep rolled 7. Zavar rolled 15. Teagan rolled a 13. And Juniper rolled a 14. Wow, we got some 13, 14, and 15. And then Asleep was 7. Asleep, why?
I'm doing that Price is Right.
Low ball, yeah.
Low ball.
So I need Teagan and Asleep to roll again. Because you both got the same number. Yeah, Teagan and Asleep. Roll again, and I'm going to roll again as well. And put your new numbers in the chat, please. Yeah. Support us on Patreon to support us mad we're going to Disney World.
AKA, it might pay for postage for the postcard that we'll send to ask if we
And
can go to
maybe the
Disney
cans
World.
of Coke.
Yeah, for the can of Coke to get into Six Flags Over Jordan.
All right, so Asleep rolled an 8 as their new number, and Teagan rolled a 10. So very close, but Asleep gets it since I rolled a 4. So, Asleep.
For a split second, I thought you were say you rolled a 9. And it's
No.
like,
Roll again. If that would have happened, I would have just been like, you both got it. But I did not roll a 9. I rolled a 4.
Next
So
time.
Asleep gets it. Gets it. I don't know. Just when it just sounded weird. Asleep gets it.
Yeah.
All right.
I do not.
Yes, Asleep has inspiration. Inspiration. All right. Let's get started, shall we? And I was just telling the players before we started, I was like, I didn't review my notes today. Should be fun.
Don't let them peek behind the curtain.
I don't care. You know,
We run a tight ship here.
I'm a very open person. Yeah. Let's see here. So let me just pull up my notes and we'll get going. Stephanie, do you know what you're doing? Ah, here we are. Okay. All right.
Tight ship.
Very tight ship. All right. So, just as y'all had given your very rousing speeches, and had earned the support of most around the table, the people from, I think it was, let's see here, the Racea Empire, Nahia and Oshaha, seemed a little reluctant. Ruann, whom Juniper invited, said that he would support Juniper, but didn't really say in what way.
And he was super nervous.
So just as everyone was kind of, as all of you were just kind of starting to kind of everything was sinking in, that you were pretty much successful with what you were trying to do here, with getting support, getting people to say that they would give you soldiers, they would give you griffins, and help you in any way that they could. John with his ghost, with his mage spirit army that he has in the Plane of Dreams. As all that was sinking in, and even before you had a moment probably to kind of process it and realize, oh, we're doing this, we're marching towards the end, we have this support. Probably before any of that was able to sink in, you get the call from Dradea, or Teagan. I think Teagan, you're the one that had the sending stone, right? Teagan gets the message from Dradea. He passes on the code, and within moments, Dradea is helped into the room, almost unable, it seems, to support herself, and brought over to the table where she's leaning, not to the point of unconsciousness, as far as you can tell from where you're standing, but, she is, she's been beat up, she's bleeding, but I would say, probably just to ease some of your worry, it doesn't look like that she's, like, actively bleeding out. She's just in a very rough shape. A little out of, very much out of breath and unable to really kind of form her thoughts. Polo jumped out of her satchel onto the table and tried to kind of translate very excitedly and very hurriedly what had happened back in Dim Glint. And that's pretty much, I think, where we left off the last session. So, as all of you are kind of, sitting or standing, however your character reacted, you start to look around the room and you see everyone else is very much, is very concerned. Reyes has kind of stepped away to go and grab a few mages who are, now coming over to Dradea, kind of helping her down into a seat that they've kind of brought over for her. And one is actively kind of looking her over. But I will say they don't look like medical personnel, but more just like soldiers or just mages. So it's really unclear if they're able to help her at all. Yeah, and as you look around the table, or if your character glances around the table, you'll see that everyone is just, shocked, and there's a little bit of indifference because they don't know who this is. I will say Nadranal definitely stands and probably, goes over to, towards Dradea. Yeah, just a little bit of chaos. A lot of murmuring at the table for those who aren't as involved in the situation, and who don't know Dradea and don't know the situation, are just kind of speculating probably. But yeah, that's where we'll open the scene.
Jarba would go over to Dradea and cast Healing Word.
Okay. Who does that again? Jonathan?
Gerbil.
Okay. Dradea will... Thank you, Gerbil. Thanks. It helps a bit. Sorry, I didn't mean to cause a commotion. And one of the soldiers would be like, just don't, it's okay. Just don't, you don't need to yell. Sorry. Does anyone else want to do anything? Teagan, what are you doing? I'm sorry.
Sorry, no, go ahead. We can go in order.
Teagan would go up to the chair and take one knee down next to the chair.
Okay.
So he's sort of like, at eye level, as much as he could be. You're going to be all right. We'll take care of you.
Thanks, Teagan.
Where were you? What happened? Where were you when this happened?
I was at the altar. I heard a big crack and everything was rumbling. It's been a few months since I've seen y'all. Glad that you're doing okay. I was able to get after y'all left, I was able to get to my family, and able to get to them a ship. They were over in Neverstone. I was able to get them on a ship to the Asterkarten. It's one of the outlying islands in Dimglimt, and and they have some family there that they can stay with. But a few mages approached me. They said that they were taking me in when I was there. I think that they knew, and she kind of looks a little hesitant to say, I think they knew that I was connected with your group. But we went back to, they were taking me back to the altar. They took me through a portal, and then everything began to shake. Rifts started opening up everywhere. But there were two mages that were with them that were almost like just following them. They weren't being mean or anything. They were just almost like, those stories of like the undead, they just didn't speak.
Mm.
But then all of a sudden, when the when the commotion happened, they kind of came alive. One was a purple skinned tiefling. And she kind of she kind of flashes a ring to you that she has on. That's like this crystal that glows, and it has this kind of shimmer to it. Just is what you can tell from just a brief glance. He told me that Dim Glint was going to be destroyed and would be in ribbons before the day is done. And he gave me this ring, and he said for me to go and find a teleportation circle and just to think of the code, which is what I reached out for you for. And yeah. So it seems like something bad is happening with Dim Glint. I didn't see most of it for myself, but that's the way it seems. I'm sorry I couldn't give you a sooner warning.
No, I'm very glad that you made it out.
Thanks.
Stay here as long as you like. You've done enough. You've earned a rest.
Thank you. Nadrano, who is standing close by, will, be like, you can come and stay at the Northern Crown if you like. I just reached out via Sending Stone, and it seems like things, even though they felt the rumble, everything seems okay there for the most part. I think they're far enough away from the center of Dim Glint that it helps.
I'll turn to the Drano. Would you like us, as part of this, try to find you a place to evacuate to here on this plane? Do you think that's necessary yet?
I don't know. I mean, maybe for some. I will definitely be going back, though, as soon as the meeting has concluded officially, and kind of looks around, and it's a little bit in chaos, and he's like, once that happens, I will be going back. I can't stay gone for too long. Not even a day.
Completely understand.
But maybe I can... Don't worry about it yourself. I can set something up to, if anyone wants to come back or come to Ozberghen, then I'll find a way to make it happen. I have some contacts here. Sophia, especially. I can get them safely here if they choose to do so. But I think you'll find a lot of people have, of course, strong ties to the place that they live, sometimes. But it's a good idea, Teagan. Dradea will reach for your hand, Teagan, and will be pressing something into it. You should take this. I'm here with people that can help me now. But she'll kind of lean in. The tiefling that gave it to me said that it has spirits inside. It'll help time not to pass when traveling between in and out of Dim Glint. I mean, at least that's what he said. So I think that will be of use to you, probably.
Thank you.
It's really nice. Started with a J, I think. His name.
Hold on.
Is that? Can I just whip out and say, "Can I roll for something to see if the sleep?"
Sure, if you wanna,
Does that trigger something in his sleep? Because job and brain not working.
You can, yeah, you can roll. And Teagan, if you want to roll an intelligence check,
Oh,
or
does the sleep have to do intelligence?
intelligence or history.
That's the exact same thing. For
Well, you might have a okay. I was gonna say you might have a plus for history.
It's an 8.
It's straight
9
roll.
minus 1.
Yeah. Intelligence check. Okay. Oop, oop. Come on, roll the goddamn dice, don't. 16.
16. Teagan, sleep. You don't. This doesn't ring any bells to you. Teagan, you purple skin tiefling.
Mm-hmm. I have a hunch.
First name starts with a J.
Duh.
Did you want to? Did you want to guess? Did you want to guess?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Teagan will lean next to the Dradea. Was his name Jocelyn?
That's it. That's it.
He's
that
still
kind of
alive.
like sudden, it kind of knocks the air out. That was it. That's it. One of the yeah. Anyways, did you know him?
Yes, we've known him
Oh.
almost from the beginning. He has helped us before. Hopefully he will get out of there in one piece.
He seemed pretty powerful. I took down the mages that were trying to kidnap me, or whatever we'll call it. Juniper, did you want to be doing anything during this time? Or at this time?
I would have seen Teagan and Asleep both go to Dradea.
Yes.
So as long as I can see that she's being taken care of, she's not taking her eyes off Ruann in the commotion that he would surely take advantage of. So she's just kind of watching to see if anybody looks smug or like they're gonna bolt.
Okay. If anyone, or
where was
just
she?
Ruann?
But mostly Ruann.
Okay.
I want to make sure he doesn't make a run for the door.
Make an insight check for me.
Yeah. Let's see if I can get to that screen.
So there's a little bit of a commotion right now, and of course the meeting has kind of come to a standstill at the moment, but people are still kind of sitting down. A few people are going to get some water, and
just a 14.
Okay. So you kind of glance around the table, and you see some disinterest a little bit, like on, especially like the Racea Empire, a couple other people, but nothing that screams to you that they're nervous or, then your eyes kind of fall to Ruann, who is just kind of leaning, like you saw him sitting down a few minutes ago, but now you kind of look where he's usually sitting, and he's not there. He's leaning against the wall near one of the doors, just kind of nervously, kind of tossing a coin and flipping a coin through his fingers. and kind of beating the wall with one hand behind him, like, just kind of passing time, a little impatient, definitely impatient, and just not
Sure.
wanting to be there.
Okay. If I see Cammy and Jackknife, I'm gonna wander over to them.
Okay.
Just kind of, looking at people as we go, making sure that people are semi-calm, but I realize there's not much we can do.
Mhm.
If she gets to Cammy, she's just gonna like lean between the two of them. Hey,
Oh.
I know you didn't come here to babysit, but don't let him run, okay?
Okay. Who?
Well, the only other person you probably know in here.
Right. Well, I mean, you could have been asking me to have someone I don't know not run, and
True.
I guess
That's true.
the force will be a little bit lighter on someone I do know.
Yeah. You don't have to be gentle if I'm sorry. This someone we know just got hurt. It looks like.
Yeah.
And,
she looks hurt pretty bad by the looks of it.
Yeah.
It's a little
I don't wanna
concerning.
crowd. Yeah, it's a mess, this whole thing. So
Yeah.
hopefully they'll let you all out soon. But I might, just looking around, I might step out for a minute if I'm gone too long.
Okay.
If I'm gone too long, well, there's and she's gonna just point over to Dradea. Just let them know I'll be back.
Okay. How long is too long? Like a day? A week?
A day.
Okay.
It's any longer than that.
Got it.
If I don't come back before they reconvene.
You don't think they're going to reconvene for a whole day, Juniper? I might have to go.
I don't know how this works. This is all business and high class bullshit. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not for me.
Hey, and she'll kind of like, gently, friendly way grab your arm. Are you okay? Really? You can tell me.
You would be really surprised at how often people tell me that exact same thing, and you're probably the only one I trust when they say that.
That I believe.
And if we have more time, maybe, but I'm fine for now. Thank you. Just take care of yourself. Yeah, it's a mess. I gotta.
Okay, do what you do.
Yeah, she's just pacing a little. And then she's gonna just keep an eye on the rest and see what Dradea does. That's all. I don't want to take up more time.
Okay. Zavar, anything that you want to do while Teagan and Gerbil are asleep or kind of around Dradea, and you see Juniper talking with the people that you assume she invited?
For the most part, I mean, Zavar's going to stand up and at least move closer if he's not that close to what's going on. Not quite get, in the middle of things, since it's obvious that, Teagan's helping, and there's other people around Dradea, so it's like, doesn't want to get in the way there.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping an eye out on Juniper's party, at least the one that looks sketchy, and just keeping an eye on Juniper, seeing her walk over and, obviously not feeling okay or something, and just trying to keep track of the mood of the room for the most part. At this point, everything's just kind of paused, right? As far as everyone's focused on
Yeah.
and Dradea and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and if things look, like people taking care of stuff, I'd wander over to, let's see. No, I think I'd actually wander closer to Teagan and Dradea,
Okay.
and mostly I just want to be there, if they need anything,
Okay.
and make sure that she's okay.
Okay. Do you are you proficient in medicine?
I do have a tucked away cure wounds spell. And depending on how she looks, I mean, I know that she's got a little bit of help. I'll step in if it looks like she still needs more and she's not getting it.
I would say we can probably tell that she could probably use more.
All right. Then I will, excuse me, Teagan and Dradea,
Fine.
you definitely look like you need a little more help. I have an ability that can help cure some of your pain.
Oh.
I kind of keep that up my sleeve, and I don't use it too often. But I'd be happy to lend you a little if you'll let me. It's not something I do very much, but I'm pretty sure it will help.
That'd be good. It would definitely help Savar. Yes.
Okay. So, yeah, definitely throw that spell at her and give a little bit of health back.
Hey, yeah, you can tell that it's helped her a bit. Like, oh, I'm already feels better. Thank you.
Good. You definitely look like you've gone through an ordeal. I'm glad that you made it here, all things considered. And
Me too.
Really appreciate your strength of bringing us this information. So
I felt like the right people to tell.
Well, that feels good that you understand that we are on the right side and that we wish to. Well, obviously, if you see everyone here, we're all trying to fix this.
There's a lot of people here.
There is a lot of people, but you are safe.
A lot of them I don't know.
Same here. It's all right.
Are they suspected criminals? That one over there kind of looks over your shoulder towards Ruann, leaning against the wall in the back. That one looks a little shifty.
I may be keeping an eye on one or two as well. But they are.
She pulls out her notebook, even though she winces and starts writing stuff down.
Supposedly, everyone here is in some way a trusted friend of someone else. So, right now, all we can do is do our best to trust and but also be cautious. So, everyone here has the option and ability to help and either provide themselves or others to support our cause, or things that we may need.
Got it.
Yeah, things are getting pretty serious.
Well, sometimes friends can't be trusted either. So.
I will keep that in mind.
You'll see her kind of look over your shoulder and over your shoulder. And if you look behind you, you'll see her on the other side of the room be like just kind of maybe pull a seat from the table and leaned against the wall and be like
Teagan will let out a nervous chuckle because he's just relieved that Dradea is feeling better.
Still Dradea, yeah. Yes. Gerbil / asleep. What's up? What do you want to do?
I mean, Gerbil he'll just be doing
cartwheels.
He'll stay by asleep, or he'll stay by Dradea, making sure she's okay. But asleep, as soon as he hears, what Polo and Dradea have to say and everything.
Uh-huh.
He's gonna try to do his broadband connection to oh man, I forgot his name. The Warforged who helped activate him over in Northern Crown.
It's Mickey.
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 Hey, Mickey, he's so fine. He's so fine. He blows my mind.
I always picture this like a kind of like a "That's So Raven" moment with Asleep. Whenever he does this, like that, it's just like you just like zoom in on Asleep's face, and you just zoom in into his eyes,
and there's like a modem noise.
Yeah. There's a modem noise booting up, and then Asleep's just in this like black space of like different little lights of information. And then all of a sudden, Mickey appears.
The Matrix.
Yeah.
Cascading around him.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Asleep. How can I help you?
Are you all right? I heard Dimglimt is tearing apart.
Oh, yes. I am okay. I have heard from other Warforged and other areas of Dimglimt that it is true. Some of them are unresponsive.
Is it happening?
Is what happening? Asleep.
Is the Great One rising?
Well, I did let someone know just a few moments ago, who is supposed to stone Nadranal, that sending stone. Supposed to stone Nadranal, that the places of power here in Dimglimt are being quickly utilized. Small caravans of mages have been spotted moving towards these catacombs. The buildings.
That is
where
not good.
Yes. Not good indeed. Asleep. But a few Warforged are trying to reach out to others to help. But
what can I do to help?
If you have anyone that you can ask that can get people here and able to go after these mages who might be putting the other mages' lives in danger at these buildings, these tombs, then that would be a wise decision at this point. Otherwise, people here in Dimglimt need help. It appears that places are being cut off by rifts. The rifts that were there have widened and lengthened, and new ones have emerged. Some in the ocean, causing whirlpools. I am unsure of the effect, if any, that this has had on Ozberghen.
I will see what information I can find out. Hopefully, Nadranal will be back with you soon.
10-4. I learned that recently in one of the books. Now you know it too.
I'm not good at math.
I've already transferred it to your system, Asleep.
Okay. Bye.
And we zoom out from Asleep's eyes to a close-up of Asleep, and then to the room.
Asleep will probably immediately go to Nadranel, but then
Okay.
make sure everyone can kind of hear him, and I just spoke with Mickey, and I will just reiterate everything Mickey just told us
Oh, about the rifts and
about the rifts and the places
points
of power.
power.
Yeah, points of
Oh.
power.
And you say you're saying this loud enough for everyone in the room to hear?
Yeah, for at least that corner of the table where we're all at.
Okay.
The cool corner.
Reyes will be kind of leaning against the table. Well, that speeds things up a bit, it seems. Kind of
It
looks at you,
appears so.
Teagan, as well.
Indeed.
I will say that at this moment, the teleportation circle door opens. A mage who was by Dradea kind of rushes over and talks to a guard of what that you can tell from the crest is of Rheyes. And there's some hushed whisperings. The mage kind of motions for Miss Reyes to come over, and she'll be like, "Excuse me for a second," and we'll go over to the group. And you can tell just anyone that is looking over there, especially Teagan, Asleep, and Gerbil, who are closer to this, and Zavar, since she walked over there too. If you look over there, you can tell that Ms. Reyes looks immediately concerned. And she'll come kind of, quickly walking over back to the group there at the end of the table with Dradea with purpose, and look to you, and I'm not sure what's about to happen. And as she says that, or right after she says that, soldiers, individual guards, start coming in one after another through this teleportation circle. Also through, you'll hear the elevator doors open and see a couple of guards come off there. The interesting thing is all of these guards have different coats of arms on their armor, or on their leathers or whatever they're wearing. Let me see who. Why doesn't everyone make perception checks for me, and I'll go off of there to see if you can either make perception or history checks on these.
Okay.
And I'll go around and ask what you got. And this will just be to see if y'all recognize any of these coats as they're coming in. Teagan, what did you roll?
17.
17. Juniper?
27.
27.
Nice.
Great. Zavar?
12.
And Asleep?
8.
Okay.
Gerbil got 3.
Teagan and Juniper, as these individual guards are coming in, each guard with their own coat of arms on it. Some of them would look familiar to you. Let's see here. Where have y'all been? Teagan, you would recognize a guard with the emblem of the Bornheim kingdom, or empire. Teagan and Juniper, you would recognize Lisa Deer. Lisa Deer's coat of arms that you had seen on a few things there in the city. Let's see here. As far as Agnes, I don't think have y'all seen any of the other ones. Oh, the Beerus, the Erebus Empire, you would recognize Teagan,
Mm-hmm.
the coat for that. The rest of them, I don't think that you've seen before. They will come marching in one by one, and will go to, and you'll see a couple of them kind of come in, kind of chatting amongst each other, even though they have different coats, coat of arms on their armors. And just seeming a bit surprised as they each kind of part to go to their own respective rulers sitting around the table. And over the next few seconds, you hear just one after another this kind of exclamation of surprise, worry, and Lady Anselm will stand up and be like, "Wait, what?" The last to come in, a few moments after the others, Ms. Reyes will kind of move around and just be like, let me go and see what they're saying. And move around the table and kind of go up to one of the rulers who has one of their guards with them. And as that's happening, you'll have the last person kind of being brought up on the elevator. And let me just see if I have their coat of arms here. Give me 1 second. Places. Of course I don't. Thought I did, but I don't. Womp womp. Alright. That's fine. You'll see the last guard come in, and they will go directly to Nahia and Oshaha from the Racea Empire, who will immediately kind of stand up in a bit of surprise, and as they listen, you'll see their face kind of turned to horror. You will see this kind of emotion mirrored on a few other faces in the room. But these two seem especially worried. And you'll hear Nahia say out loud, commanding her guard to send their death squad into to try and break things up. Zetera will kind of stand and be like, wait a minute, what's happening? Nahia turns and looks at Zetera, and then kind of almost at first angrily, but then you'll see her face kind of ease a bit and start looking around at everyone else around the room, kind of remembering where she's at and what's happening. She'll be like, mages are rising in the city, and it seems that they're trying to overthrow us. And Lady Anselm will stand and be like, that's very similar to what's happening in my city as well. She said, but we had some guards in place, and we were able to stop some of it, but Nahia will just kind of look a bit taken aback for a moment and be like, we have to stop them. They've gotten to our estate in the city, and they just don't know where they're coming from. There are thousands of them, they said. Zetera will kind of look a bit around the table and be like, I think that they're coming from... I think I know where they're coming from. The library has a mansion, and she's kind of saying this loud enough so everyone hears. The library has an estate in the Racea Empire. I think they're coming from there. There's a direct connection from there to the library, I think. If it's still there. And Nadrano, not Nadrano, but Nakia will look at Zatara and be like, how do you know this? Zatara just be like, I just know people that know a lot about the city. And she'll kind of nervously sit down. Nahia will look across the table and suddenly a very stern look pass over her face and be like, you will tell me where this mansion is. And she'll kind of like motion for one of her guards, and as they unfurl a map out of their satchel, and she'll kind of just slide it across the table to Zatara. Zatara will, fumble for a pen and kind of mark, hesitantly on the map exactly where the mansion is. And slide it back across the table to Nahia, who would show it to Oshaha. Nahia will turn to the guard. Send the death squad. Take them out. Now. And the guard will nod. Yes, Queen. And start to, go towards the elevator once again. As Miss Reyes instructs her guard to go and help, get them to where they need to go. So amidst this commotion, let me just go around and see what everyone wants to do. Teagan, is there any way that you want to respond to all of this?
In a way, yes, but not, it's like I want to discuss it with everybody else. It's like, we spring, how do we spring into action? We have to obviously spring into action and start assigning people to do things. So I'll look to the others and like, do I see that the Ruann, by the way, still acting nervous? Can I, see what he's doing?
Yes, I'll say that if you look around, you see Ruann, still standing on their side of the room, not sitting down anymore, but just almost pacing?
Not loving, his actions during this whole meeting. Teagan will see this and he's going to address Ruann. If you want to leave, leave.
He will leave. Juniper, make a perception check. Or are you looking at Ruann at this time?
Oh, I'm sweating bullets if Teagan's talking to him. Perception, you said?
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna. We'll go ahead and roll it.
It's a 27 again.
Okay, great. So after Teagan says this, you look. You're like, looking at Ruann, sweating bullets. Ruann, before leaving, catches your eye, Juniper, and gives an ever so slight. Teagan, make a perception check for me.
Certainly.
It's the kill.
13.
Okay. Juniper, do you have lucky? I don't know.
Let me see. What's that under features and traits?
I think so. Yeah.
I remember there was a period when everybody and their cousin was taking luck, and I can't remember if I took it. No, I do not.
Okay. So, Juniper, you notice an ever so slight kind of nod towards, I guess, like, I was thinking hallway, but there's not really there's not a hall there. It's just pretty much the room. You'll notice an ever so slight kind of nod over to the elevator as he starts to, and then he'll walk towards the elevator.
You're just gonna follow him.
Okay.
If she has to pass Teagan to get there, she will be brief.
Yes.
And what do I say? Let's see. I can't let him leave. That's all. That's
No,
all.
no.
I can't-
If Juniper comes near me and I see her, and like where she's, that I'm just gonna like acknowledge that she's going there and say to her, I just didn't want him hearing anything else.
I think he knows too much already.
Do you want him stopped?
Yes.
And I'll just look at Miss Reyes and tell her, have him stopped. He doesn't get out of this place.
Got it. Yeah, she will, as that happens, I would say that he's probably already gotten, it's a big room, but it's not a huge, and there's nothing separating the room from the elevator. So I would say that he probably would have already gotten on the elevator. Maybe the doors are closing. She calls out, the doors close. Unless there's something, Juniper.
Dimension door into that elevator. I'm sorry, Miss Reyes.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna get arrested.
Can you take me with you?
Can I? I can do something.
It
How much
says
does
you
Teagan
can
weigh?
bring one person that's equal to your size.
We're medium creatures, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think.
Mhm.
Oh,
So.
all right.
Yeah.
The problem is if you're like a gnome using it.
I'm not that tiny. All right. She's just gonna like take Teagan's hand
Mm-hmm.
and just
Okay.
like grip it.
Okay.
And then vamp.
Okay. And
You actually grab Gerbil's hand. Oh, no.
Oh,
Whoops.
I
That elevator is just crunched.
so all of a sudden you are
Yeah.
Teagan and Juniper. You find yourself inside the lift. The guard will immediately kind of like, back up against the wall and draw the halberd from their side. Ruann will immediately kind of like, with his quick reflexes, back up against the wall. Whoa, hey, and as soon as the guard will recognize the two of you, he'll be like, shouldn't be using magic in the city. You know that.
I do.
But he'll start putting the halberd away, like as soon as he recognized you.
Thank you for. I wouldn't if it hadn't been for extreme circumstances. I promise. Thank you, Miss Reyes. She said it was okay. We're here.
Okay, yeah. That was Ruann, who was like, couldn't stay away from me that long, huh?
Brought a friend too.
Yeah, I see.
You've
been watching me all day. If I didn't talking to you, Teagan, if I didn't know any better, I'd say you had a crush on me. Teagan, I would say with your perception, because you have you're pretty high passive perception, right?
Yeah, 19.
You can still see like beads of sweat on his brow. And you're also pretty close to him because this elevator isn't that big, so. Well, I guess it'd have to be a good size because it fits like 8 people at a time. Y'all went up there before just with, so, yeah, I mean, there's enough breathing room. But you can still see like beads of sweat.
Yeah, you're pretty perceptive. You know what? I've changed my mind. we're going to spend some time together.
Yeah.
Look, her, yes. I'm not really interested. You're not my type.
He
Oh,
doesn't
you're
have
not
a
my-
type.
You're not my type either. It's just
No. I have a type,
You're a little bit-
Juniper. It's people who are too suspicious is not my type.
So longest elevator ride ever. How long do we get to the bottom?
You get to the bottom, and we're here. So, do you want me? This is the guard. Do you want me to keep the elevator closed, or what? Do you want me to take him back upstairs, or
take him back upstairs. Thank you.
you don't really have to do that. I'm fine. I got what I wanted out of the meeting. I said I would help Juniper. That's all I need to do.
You will help me by staying where I can see you. Okay. So we're gonna go back upstairs.
Okay.
You can have a cupcake. And a nice drink, like all of us are gonna do in a few minutes.
Sure.
Meeting's not over.
Guard's like, okay. And he'll kind of do what he needs to do to, however this elevator works, to bring it back up. And, Ruann's like, well, this is fun. Glad I came.
Hey, at least, this time we're not in handcuffs, right? Or manacles, or
I would
rope.
kind of rather be in handcuffs right now.
Yeah, I would kind of. You were in them as well.
Okay. So I would say in a few minutes, you get back up to the main floor. Or to the meeting room floor, I guess, and guard will open the door. And you're back on the inside the meeting room is where the door's open to.
I'll go find that chair he was sitting in and pull it back out.
At first, Ruann will kind of stand in the elevator and be like, I'm not leaving this elevator. The guard will start to, bring out his halberd again. I think you have to do what they say. Right. Okay. Never bring a knife to a gunfight, as they say. And they'll just kind of follow you in and go and sit down. So where are y'all? Are y'all having him just go back to where he was sitting before? Are you both escorting him to the chair?
Unless Miss Reyes has a place we can go, but I don't think so. Not in the middle of all this. So I'll defer to Teagan. I'll just let Teagan know.
Well, I mean, if you do you ask Miss Reyes or?
Yeah, if Teagan is willing to stand by Ruann for a minute, I'll go ask her, even though it doesn't seem like a very high priority in the middle of the world-breaking events.
Yeah, the meeting room is definitely a place of commotion right now. But Miss Reyes will say, well, I mean, you can use my office if you want. Just don't break too much. And stay away from the window, unless... Well, please don't throw him to his death. I would rather skip that today.
Easiest. Okay. All right. No broken windows.
Okay.
Promise. All right.
Do you want me to have the guard escort him? Or will he go willingly?
I mean, he'll go, but he's going to be a brat about it. No, I think we'll be okay. You probably need all the help you can get here right now.
Yes, it's a bit chaotic. But yes, do what you need to do. And she'll kind of nod towards the guard. just let them up in the office and make sure that they stay safe. I mean, what you do. I mean, anyways, I'm just going to go and do my thing.
You're doing
And,
great.
So, he went to sit down. So are you going to go and grab him and take him up on the elevator?
Yes, because she's
Okay.
one floor. Office is one floor up.
I'll say that if you ask him, he would definitely go with you willingly.
Okay.
So we'll say that you reach the elevator. Let's take a pause on that and see Zavar. Since, and this is going back to when all the news broke out and everyone's in commotion, you see Juniper, you see, you hear Teagan telling Ruann to leave. Ruann leaves. Juniper goes, and you all of a sudden you see Juniper and Teagan just disappear.
Blink.
And a sleep would have saw that too. So
yeah. And before they come back, that's all I see for now.
yes, and they're gone for probably about 5 minutes.
Okay. Okay. And then I'll walk over to let's see. I'm gonna walk over to Herc and Gilly.
Okay.
And kind of hurry over to them. You guys were planned ahead and brought anything that you needed, correct? You don't need to go back and get anything if we're going to rush into anything right now, do you?
No. No, we didn't. I mean, we brought some stuff with us to help. Where we can. Mostly just rations and clothes. I mean, we didn't bring a whole battalion with us, or
That would have been fun.
A lot of armaments.
Just things are moving pretty quickly, and I just want to make sure you're okay. Keep your ears open, and I don't know. You'll see what happens in a moment here.
Yeah, it seems pretty unhinged in here.
Yeah, for a moment it seemed orderly, and then that all changed. I guess just be ready.
Yeah, anything.
And then I'll leave and go around the other side to talk to Taryuni and Ozu.
Okay.
Yeah. And basically, are you two all right?
Yeah, it's really chaotic in here.
Did you leave someone in charge in your absence?
Of course. Everything's taken care of.
Okay. We may need your help sooner than expected. So I hope that you are... I mean, we'll see what happens in a moment, but I'm very grateful that you're here. But please make yourselves ready. And I don't know. Things are kind of creepy. I've got these new friends and they're disappearing on me, and I think they're not supposed to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to the craziness.
We'll do what we can.
And you've always wondered what I was doing to have fun. Well, now you know.
We'll help
getting
where
into
we
trouble
can.
and trying to save the world, I guess. Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Well, just to keep your ears open, and I'm going to check on my friend.
Of course.
And mostly, I'm just gonna, head towards, Teagan and the rest as kind of like, where the heck did?
That'll probably
no,
be,
not Teagan. Teagan.
Well, that'll probably be about the time. I mean, I would assume these conversations are going to take a few minutes, so that'll probably be about the time that you see Teagan and Juniper come back into the room. Ruann sit to and Ruann kind of go back to his seat.
Mm-hmm.
And Juniper seems to be kind of like talking with Miss Rheyes.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just walk over towards Teagan, but not engage him just yet.
Okay. All right. Asleep.
Um, I would say asleep. He's probably just taking as much information in as he can. So I would say that most people would look at him and think that like he's shut off or something. Like he is just standing there facing the entire room, looking at everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when Teagan and Junie and Ruann come back, you know, he will slowly kind of like acknowledge them and go after them. I will say we don't have to role play all of it because he's not technically a character anymore. But Gerbil, like after making sure Dradea's okay, and then seeing Teagan and Junie Gerbil's now gonna go into like general mode, and he's gonna talk to the Dreidel and Javika about like how soon can we get the Griffins in Lycidir, and like asking the Dranel like who all made it to the Northern Crown. Like did Dirk and crew, all the allies we were telling to Northern Crown, are they there? Can we send them to some of the places of power in Dimglimt? So Gerbil's just like, he's now like strategy brain, and Sleep's just standing there.
So y'all sent that other group there, Dirk and them.
Yeah.
Or who was left in Dirk's group.
Mm-hmm.
Which Nadrana would tell you there wasn't much of them left. Was there anyone else specifically that you remember sending?
I mean, I think we tried to tell all our allies, but whether they went there or not was up for. I mean, considering Zelthura and Grelik are here, they're obviously not there,
Right.
because we told them. Dirk's the main group that he's probably thinking of because he knows that they were.
He would tell you a handful of people showed up, including Dirk, and who was left of that group. He would say that he can, he was already considering sending a group, but probably a group from the Northern Crown could probably cover one place.
Which there's 9 points on each plane, right? And we've only been to one of them.
Yes.
So
yeah. I mean, you do know that some of them end in Glimt are in water. So that's probably not, at least on Dimglimp's plane, and so that's probably not something you need to be, I'll go ahead and say that's something you need to be concerned about. You've only been to one. And any other place that is a point of power on land, possibility that there would be something there.
Now, Gerbil would probably ask this too. And this is also Jonathan asking because I don't remember, because we didn't save that map of the. At least I don't have it saved on my stuff, of the places of power in Ozberghen. But correct me if I'm wrong. One of those places was Fairweather, right? We figured out Fairweather was a point of power.
I think so, right? Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let me see if I can bring it up. I don't know if I have that one to my immediate disposal, but let me see.
Because I think Gerbil would probably know maps pretty good at this point. Actually, no, that is in his background. He's a traveler. Go back to character creation. Yeah, background. We all love our backgrounds.
Go back.
But he'd know that Lycidir is closer to fair weather than R'lesk is. So, but again, we don't have to spend this much time because
Yeah, so there
Gerbils
are now
fancy NPC at this point.
just to go over 3 of the points are on pretty much the Estesa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 2, let's see, you have 3 points that are pretty much in the ocean, or not in the ocean, but like in the not on the land masses that are there. And you have, so basically you only have 3 other than the Estesa, 3 in Dimglim that land on land masses. Yeah.
Yeah, and we've only been to one of those continents.
Excuse me. As far as Dimglim, I'll have to pull up that map somewhere.
That's
and I can do that.
Fine.
Yeah.
That's just what Gerbil's doing. Asleep's just like catalog mode.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm just taking a second here to get some stuff together. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not concerned with that. Okay. All right. Okay. I can start looking for the map now. Teagan, did you have anything else before I go over to Juniper?
No, I'm gonna go with Juniper's lead on whatever she decides to do.
All right. So Juniper, you're leaving with Ruann, right? Going to the elevator? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You're in the elevator. It's only 1 floor, so it's a very quick ride.
I guess before we do that, I'm just gonna
Sure.
I'll just ask Teagan. I think they're gonna need you here. There's so much going on. I don't have a head for who should be helping where. But this is something I can do. So, if you see Ruann and you don't see me, that's a problem.
Take the guard with you.
Oh, I don't need any witnesses. Yeah. Okay. I won't break the glass. That's what I promised Miss Reyes. So.
Asleep will come up behind you and just
put
his hand on on your shoulder, and just you feel a little shock, and he won't say anything, but you have guidance.
Perfect.
I love it.
It's murderous skill check. Okay.
All right. As much as I trust you, and you know him better than I do, so.
Are there stairs in this place? Sorry.
Nope.
Just
the elevator and the transportation circle rooms.
That's
yeah.
Someone call the fire marshal.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
All right.
So
yeah.
I was going to ask, just ask Juniper, 0 chance of him coming clean.
Coming clean?
Yeah, coming clean with us.
No, not 0. He might surprise me.
Well, give him a
Honesty
chance.
is important.
Honesty is important.
But you're going to be a better read of him than I am, so.
Yeah.
Also, I can make him be honest.
You know what? You're right. That's funny. Sleep. It's not a bad idea.
I can make him do a lot of things.
Wow.
Oh, no.
Jesus.
You'll see the biggest grin on Teagan's face.
You just see like the
pilot.
little pilot just like flicker a little, like little sparks.
Oh, you know what? If it comes to that, sleep, I will find you. But I think they need all the help they can get down here. So I'll make it quick.
Okay.
All right. I trust you.
Oh, she just kind of winces every time you say that. Okay, I'll be back. As long as everything here is okay. Today is fine. There's too much going on in here. I need some air anyways. So just gonna push Ruann's boots off the table again if they're on him, and we'll look at the guard.
He didn't have his boots on the table, but he'll, as I said, he willingly went with you. He will probably be waiting for you at the, thing as you stop to talk to Teagan at the elevator. Guard will be inside the elevator because they have to operate it. And, up to the office, I take it?
Yes, please.
Seems like it. Right. And just one floor up, and he'll open the doors, the guard will. And did you want me to stay in here or outside the doors?
In here's fine. It's all right.
Okay. Just knock when you're ready. And he'll close the doors after y'all step out.
Okay.
Wow, would you look at this place?
No.
All of these fancy
you know
books.
What? Yeah, let's not look. I regret this
Juniper,
already.
you can't bring me into an office like this and expect me not to appreciate. Holy shit, look at this window. Oh my god.
Don't
and I'm
touch
like,
it.
looks
Don't touch
down,
the glass.
pokes the glass that's there with the items under it. This is amazing. Please tell me you've scoped this place out. I want details.
I could not notice. I could not notice, but you can't exactly get this stuff on a ship easily, okay?
Well, I mean,
but,
look, you just gotta cause a distraction in the city, right? Cause a distraction. And then while the guards are busy over there, that's when you just start throwing stuff out the window and then leave. Out you go.
Okay.
Gone.
You have a point. Once a smuggler, always a smuggler.
So, and he'll start, so should I, he's standing on the other side of the desk. So should I, clear the stuff off? Is this what you're wanting? Or is it the bookshelves? You always liked the library thing, for some reason.
No, yeah.
Do you want to...
Let's try something new. How about you just sit at the desk? And just sit.
Okay. And he'll kind of immediately fall back into the seat. All right. Did you want me to blindfold? I think I have a cloth in my bag, if that's what you're...
And just,
You're kind of into different things every time that we meet up, so excuse me for assuming or guessing or...
Yeah. You can just close your eyes, okay? And I'm just gonna...
Okay.
I'm just gonna listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth.
Okay.
And I need to ask you a very, very important question before we do anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And she's gonna walk towards him. I need to know who you're working for.
Oh.
And that answer is gonna change what happens here.
Oh.
Just gonna...
All right.
Just
I'm sorry.
going
Are you asking seriously, or is this what role do you want me to play here, Juniper?
She's gonna put her hoof up on the chair and just lean towards him. And her hand on her sword. And he can hear that, I'm sure. He's got good hearing. No, it's a serious question, Ruann. Probably the most serious one I've ever asked you. And it's switch. It's better that I'm asking and not my friends down there.
Got it. You were always clever. Very clever. Look, could you move this? Your hoof. Can I open my eyes? Can we talk with my eyes open?
No. No.
Okay, fine. If we must. Look, I was looking for work. Found this group who was looking for people to do stuff. Take stuff here, take stuff there, take stuff everywhere, you know. And then, got a little bit more interesting, I guess. It was, go to the city. We have some people that are going to be putting some people on the ship. Take that to this other place. And I would go and stop, and several people would get on, and they all looked a little questionable, right? Like not questionable in that they were going to hurt you, questionable, but like questionable as if what is going on here, questionable. So I asked to talk to a few people. They took me to another plane.
Okay.
And I talked to this person who knew a little too much about me.
Yeah.
And knew quite a bit about you. And Juniper, they tried to get me to turn you in, tried to get me to bring you and your group to them. I said no.
Sure.
But
wow.
They said that if I kept doing the things that I did, that they wouldn't kill me. So I kept doing the things that I did, that I'm good at, right? I'm good at this. I'm good at taking stuff to one place, taking stuff to another, sneaking around a town, doing what I need to do.
Ruann, what the name? Just God. Just the name.
The name of person I talked to?
The organization, whoever pays you.
Oh,
just something. A symbol.
It was now the symbol, I know. Names they're a little iffy about.
It's fine.
But the symbol,
I'll take the symbol
is like it's kind of like several blocks, almost looks like a bookshelf, of course. And then there's a door in the center, I think. Or is that a window?
Of course you don't know what a library looks like. Of course you don't know what a library looks like.
Look, I went to plenty of libraries with you. We just didn't end up looking up any books. So, is that my fault? That you didn't enrich my knowledge of life at the libraries that you took me to?
You're gonna blame me for this. Okay. All right. Oh God.
Juniper, I came here knowing that probably what I'm doing is not the best. But I wanted to ask you to leave with me. Let's go. We can get you out of here. This group is weird. These people you're with are weird, right? Did you see the chaos up there? There was people talking, going around. You have an automaton following you around with a weird flame thing and blue eyes.
His name was asleep, and you don't get to have an opinion about him. Okay.
Okay, fine, whatever. It's your pet Warforged. Okay, I think
I got enough information out of you, Ruann. I don't think you can help us. I don't think you can help me. And
I'm going
No.
to help you, Juniper, by getting you the freak out of here. This place is a mess. Go sailing. The seas of Ozberghen are fine. Who cares about this demiplane?
Where else are you gonna go, Ruann? There's nowhere else to go.
What do you
Yeah.
mean? We're on the seas here in Ozberghen. Ozbergen's fine. It's this demiplane that's the problem. You don't have any family there. What? Why? Why risk your life and worry? And I can see the anxiety. I mean, I can't see it now, obviously, because my eyes are still closed because we're still doing this. But
I know,
I
it's
could
fine.
see the anxiety in your face back when I was talking to you. You look stressed, Juniper. You don't look like yourself.
Stressed.
Just get out of here with me. Just leave. Just leave it all behind. We can go sailing. You don't have to stay with me. We can go sailing for a bit and you can go and do whatever it is you want to do. But look, I'll even try to take a few days off from this thing that I'm doing, right? And then once I start that back up, you can leave if it doesn't suit with your current, I don't know, religion.
What are you doing right now, Ruann?
Right now I'm asking you to leave with me. That's what I'm doing.
Is that your job? Is that the job you took?
No,
Am I the job?
No, you're not the job. You asked me to come here, Juniper. You sent the note.
I know.
So I thought, well, this sounds, not the, questionable. I thought I would come and see. It seems like this isn't the best place for me in my current occupation. But you know the things that I want to say that I'm not going to say because it's stupid. So just get out of here. Just come on. Let's leave. Let's tell the guard we need to go use the bathroom. We'll take us downstairs and we can just leave. We can just get out of the city. Let's go. Do I still have to close my freaking eyes?
No, you can open them.
Thank goodness.
You wanna leave right now?
Yeah, let's go. Let's get out of here. You want to. Let's go have an adventure like we always do.
How far up is this building?
I believe I've said before, but I believe it's like 10. Yeah,
floors?
Yeah.
It's like a
You're
Eiffel Tower looking
you're
thing,
probably like 10 stories up in this office. It's pretty high.
Okay. I'm gonna grab his hand. And that spell we cast earlier, it's 500 feet in any direction you can see.
Okay.
Right through the window.
Okay. All right. Okay, so you cast all right.
Dimension door. Yeah. Or teleport, whichever one. Hold on, let me look.
I mean, that's taking you too, right?
It is.
Okay. Okay. So you let me just grab something really quick. I'll have to look up some information here. You know what? It is 8:32.
It's break time.
So, Juniper. Juniper, you take his hand and he looks at you with this kind of almost hopeful look in his eye. You cast the spell. And you feel yourself being pulled forward with him. And that's where we'll take our bio break. So for those watching, we take a 10-minute bio break. So stay tuned.
Come on.
And we will be right back. Thank you so much for the raid, the Focteer. We appreciate you so much. But yeah, we'll see you soon. And as
Break
soon as
time.
Break time.
Are you kidding me? How?
Oh, brother.
Mhm.
We'll see what.
Window.
I
You know,
still think-
it's funny. Michelle is the master of her own cliffhangers. So
Mm. Mm-mm.
I hate that you just did one now.
Whatever happens next, I don't even know what's going to happen next, but whatever happens next, it's still not enough. You need to.
It's not
you want
enough.
to even-
Oh man, this stress ball is getting work out. I did not expect this.
I could even-
This guy.
I couldn't even see anyone's reactions because my fucking eyes were closed.
Yes, smug is a trigger.
It is. I'm just gonna say it's a very good thing you did not bring a sleeping bag. Just saying.
Oh no.
I can't put your baby in there. Put the baby in there. Yeah.
No one puts baby in the
Right? Yeah, it should be like a D10 per 10 feet or D6 per 10 feet.
Oh, damage by level and severity. Okay. It's okay. I love it. I love it. It really is. Yes. It's really lovely.
I need to go get a snack. Stressy.
Great. Hey y'all. Hopefully you're in. Yes, the mics stay. Yeah, the mics stay hot during the break. Absolutely. Because we are. Drink your thirsty bitches. Love it. Love it. Hopefully the ones having a good evening. You're just checking out a few things before I grab a snack. Let's see here. Sorry, I had two audios going on at one time there.
Whoops.
Yeah. OBS fault.
Yeah.
Oh, and camera 2 died. So
Steph's looking all over the place.
yeah.
Getting an ad every time I refresh.
Are you not subscribed?
I totally let it go. I know.
Yes, I just got tired of having to remember my Prime. Free Prime every month.
Oh yeah, you did it. You did
So-
a subscription.
Yeah. I guess I like this channel or something. I don't know.
Aww.
Aw.
You're welcome.
Even if I just for my character,
Oh,
You're fine. You're fine.
it'll be fine.
Just bear in mind. Falling damage is 1d6 per every 10 feet.
Right? I crunched the numbers.
You know what I thought you did? Which I don't think we're allowed to do. For a split second, I thought you were casting catapult.
I wish I had that spell.
But I don't know if catapult works on things. Okay, yeah, catapult will work with things that are 5 times.
I got the D. A brownie?
Ham on toast.
Ham on toast. That's the worst kind of brownie I've ever heard of.
Our neighbors surprised us by making us sourdough everything bagels. They're
Nice.
so good. Fresh out of the oven. It's like I'm not even a bagel person, but goodness, those were good.
Yeah, I didn't put the thing to loop.
I guess that's the consequences. Then timer's out. We go live.
We only had to impress all these raiders who are now we've skewed their judgment.
It's okay.
They thought we were professionals.
Yeah, that was the first mistake. Alright. I think that I'm ready.
Hi Raiders, I hope you're winners. We love you. I love you.
Yeah, John's one. I don't know about that.
Alright, so we're ready to start. Oh, there's something I was going to do, but 3, 2, 1. Alright, cool beans. Alright,
The
so
coldest of beans.
we oh wait a minute. I need to rearrange things here. We got people in the wrong
yeah.
places. There we go. All right.
That's better.
That is still. That camera is still
Still.
sticking out of the edge there. It's driving me crazy.
The edge.
Crazy.
The edge.
Ow.
The edge.
Crazy.
The edge. The edge.
Crazy.
the
Okay,
edge.
okay, everyone needs to
Crazy
stop.
alive.
Everyone needs to
We're all
stop
singing different
right
songs.
this
I love it.
second. Yeah. All right. So, everyone roll initiative. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
So we ended on break with Juniper casting was it Dimension Door outside the window with Ruann in hand. Firmly grasped in hand. And yeah, so that takes you I think it's up to 300 feet. So you get the full 300 feet out the window?
Five? Hold on. Oh, the range is 500 feet. Okay.
Yeah, so you can go up to 500 feet.
Muted. Muted.
Oh yeah, you're muted.
Thank you.
I didn't see you. I didn't see it.
It's okay. Yeah, 500 feet.
Okay.
Straight out the window. And I sent you a message. I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah, you were just describing what it was that you were going to do.
Yes. A bonus spell. I was gonna cast. If you'll let me.
Oh, sorry. I just got like in addition as a bonus action.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Was that it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess what is it that you're? What is it called that you're?
Yeah. It is. Sorry, I'm scrolling.
You're okay.
It is.
I'm just trying to figure out how far you're going to be going out here. But you go out the full 500 feet.
Sure. It's a elemental gift. It's part of being
Oh, okay. So it's a racial feature or a feat or
it is listed under class features.
okay,
Yeah,
so part of your
yeah.
class. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
But he doesn't know that.
Right. Okay.
And
So
that's what matters.
going out here.
We're gonna have to
You'll
get out some graph
probably
paper.
you'll
a
probably
triangle.
you'll probably reach a little farther than I mean probably close to because that window is facing towards the home. So you're probably very close to the charity house actually.
Oh no.
Vamp into a room full of kids.
When you appear I would say you're probably just short of the charity house. So you're on that kind of like outer line of buildings in the city. That outer edge. But not quite to the wall. Or that last line of buildings where the charity house is. So you appear 500 feet out. You are 140 feet in the air. So what are you going to do, Juniper? Describe it for
let him
me.
go.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
And you'll see like that look of surprise on his face just seconds before you let him go. And then he just drops.
Like Wile E. Coyote.
Great. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
You can probably see the ground from here if you would, you know. So if you would look down, you would see him hit you. And let me just do some calculations here. Don't mind me.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Roll them dice.
She's
Roll them
gonna,
dice.
with her bonus action to fly, she's gonna go down. And yeah, checking for weather conditions. Make sure he didn't make it, and if he did, she's gonna make sure he didn't make it.
So when you fly down to where he hit, you hear a couple of moans. But he does look rough, but it definitely, the fall did not, surprisingly. Let me just double check things.
That's fine.
20d6. Yeah, the fall did not kill him. And you'll hear like a small, Ginny, and he just kind of looks over at you, hurt a bit. What? You'll hear like a raspy breath as he breathes in and out, like almost like wheezing as he does so.
Ooh. She's just gonna wait.
Okay. Would you roll a perception or a medical check for me? If you're proficient in a medical check, I mean, you can still roll it, but the proficiency would help. Or you can roll a perception check for me, please.
Not proficient in medicine.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I can do a perception.
You still have the guidance from.
Oh yeah,
You do. Yeah.
that's true. Okay. Well, I rolled a 24 for perception.
Okay.
And then if I want to roll guidance for medicine, I guess I could do
That passed. You can tell that as you stand there and watch him, like he's definitely wheezing. And there are definitely some broken bones, but he's not. From what you can tell looking around him, like he's not bleeding out or anything.
Just gonna get real close. Can't let you go back to work. So you can either stay with us or I can leave you here.
You're not living the life you should be living, Junie. They're going to kill you.
That no then?
There's no hope where you're there's no hope there.
It's not for you to make. It's your choice. I'm not gonna let you make that choice for everyone in that room. She's gonna stand up. And can't use magic, so she's gonna stab him.
Okay. What do you, what's the weapon that you're using, Juniper?
I don't know if she's ever drawn this. Maybe once. Her short sword.
Okay. All right. I will say that you draw your short sword. With the history that you've had, you know pretty well where to stab someone in close quarters to make a second stab unnecessary. So you drive the blade in, and you hear that kind of crack as it goes through, and he will kind of, as you do that and as you drive it in, he'll kind of grab your, not really your arm, but like your clothing of your sleeve, the fabric. Well, no, you don't, not wearing sleeves. So let's say I guess the fabric of your skirt, and just kind of hold on and just look at you the entire time as his life slips away. And his head will fall back, and you know that it's done.
Walking away.
Okay.
Rob him first. He deserves that much.
Oh, sure.
There's probably
Also,
anything.
maybe don't
She's
leave
gonna
his body outside the charity house.
Oh yeah.
Listen, the kids.
Mm-hmm.
No. Actually, she's going to. Yeah, I can't do that. Too late. It's okay. Not. No,
Okay.
she'll just do a quick search, see if there's anything on him from the library. Or a note that says I don't work for the library.
Are you looking for anything else besides library items?
Just gonna take the bracelet off of him if
Yes.
he's wearing his. Yeah, just
Yep.
taking that.
You also find 7,200 gold pieces.
Oh yeah, no, that's
Wait.
ow.
What? How was he carrying that?
And
He has ignore coin
you
weight.
find
Checked off.
what does this look like? I'm just gonna make it up. You find a vial of something that looks like a sparkling gray liquid. And I don't know what that is. You also find a rod, a weapon rod.
Weapon rod, thank you.
That is
Is there any
silver
other?
with a bit of gold in it.
I might then. I might take
And
his shoes.
as a, I want to say this, as a warlock, you feel that this rod had something to do with being a warlock. Which would clue you in that he could have been a warlock himself.
Could have.
And that would be news to you.
That would indeed be
Yeah.
news to her.
Yeah.
And
I think that is 4 gems. Varying
4 gems.
colors. Yeah. And that's it.
Yeah.
Other than
And
just
the
his
bracelet.
armor and his bracelet. Yeah. He also has a flute if you want that.
You know what? She's gonna pick that up just so she can throw that one in the trash.
Okay. All right.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No.
She'll leave
Nasty
it.
spit all over it. Who wants to play that?
Oh God. Okay. Well, she's
right.
standing there. Okay.
As this happened and as you stand up and kind of look around, you'll see that like some people, there have been there's a couple of people that have kind of like standing off, a man with a woman who is kind of like, sheltering her behind him.
Fair.
Looking, a guard will kind of, come over with the crest of Relesque on his outfit. And we'll just kind of, at first, as he's approaching, you'll hear like, stop, hands up.
Can you go take me to Mayor Rheyes?
Yeah, and as you turn around, he'll kind of lower and be like, oh, and he'll kind of take a couple of steps forward, still with the halberd kind of close by, his side, and just kind of look. Oh, wasn't he, in the meeting?
He was. Yes.
Kind of looks at you, unsure of what to do.
He left early.
Okay. Was this Miss Reyes's call?
Yes.
Okay. Noticing kind of pull a stone out of his pocket and just you can go back to the tower if you want. I'll check into it. If you have any questions, I'll be sure to look you up. He'll let you kind of walk away and head back to the tower. Is there anything else that you want to do before heading back up to the meeting room?
No.
Okay. You head back up. It's been probably, for everyone else in the meeting room, I guess, because it's been a good, let's see, 10, 15. It's probably been a good, like, half hour at least. Probably 40 minutes before she gets, like, back to the room. Teagan, is there anything that you want to do during that time?
Yeah, I guess Teagan would be working with Sleep and Zavar and everybody else, figuring out, where everybody should be allocated, the places of power, and see if and talking there with all the other people to see it, coordinating them, getting them back to their places, and
Teagan, as you're doing that, I would say that probably Miss Reyes and as I try as I struggle for my notes, Miss Reyes and Nahia will approach you. Miss Reyes kind of first, taking the initiative and walking a few steps ahead of Nahia. She'll kind of come over to you and get close to you and be like, Nahia has something that she wants to ask your group. I said that given the situation that you're probably the best person to talk to at this second. And Nahia will kind of come behind her. Teagan, is it?
Yes.
Again, Nahia is, her and her brother are,
Racea Empire.
yeah, so
right.
they're the Racea Empire, correct. They are also, I cannot think of their species.
Hold on.
They are, I know as soon as I see it, I'm
Yanti.
gonna kick myself. Yanti, exactly. Thank you, Teagan. They are Yanti. Nakia has this kind of, almost like dusty cerulean skin tone. Dark, kind of dark blue hair. With these kind of gold accents, in her outfit, in her jewelry. I'd say, and she'll kind of outstretch an arm and kind of give this interesting handshake that is probably, for her empire. It's a pleasure. Mayor Rheyes said that you're the person to talk to for the Forsaken. I believe you called yourselves.
Yes.
I want to apologize for our hesitance earlier. We did not see how far advanced this had become. So I do apologize. But
No need. You were exercising caution.
thank you. It seems like things are dire in Racea Empire, possibly, well, not worse than Dimglimt, it seems, but possibly worse than some of the other places in Ozberghen. I would like to ask your group dearly to, if you could come directly to the Racea Empire and help my kill squad in eliminating those at the mansion that the library has taken. It's a pretty big city, but I will warn you, it is, from what I understand, a bit chaotic currently, but I can get you to a teleportation circle just a couple blocks away from the estate, and you can get there, help the kill squad, and I believe the kind of like, she'll kind of narrow her eyes and look, as if, not narrowing her eyes as if in skepticism, but like discernment over at the table, and like she'll kind of point to Zatara, who was talking with someone else, like very candidly. And I believe the historian said that that there might be a portal in the estate that will take you directly to the library, if you should so wish to go there after. But that's your call. But I thought it would be it seemed like a good next step for you. But again, it's entirely up to you, and I understand you'll probably have to discuss it with your comrades. But I would appreciate if you would consider it, at least. I would desperately need your help.
Okay, without issue. Yeah. And in fact, we were going to address you and your brother privately. We have reason to believe that in an underdark section under somewhere near your empire is where they are keeping this great one.
Oh. Well, I believe there might be some entrances on the outskirts of the city. We don't have any in the city itself, though. I believe those were blocked up years ago with my parents. Right. But it's good to know. Thank you.
Yes. First things first. Let us help you secure your city.
Where would you like us to help you with? We do, even though we have a lot of soldiers fighting right now. We do keep a backup. So if you need them to go somewhere, I believe we have it's dire, but we have enough soldiers still to fight in our own city, but also some extra. We've been gathering quite the force for some time. In Racea, we believe that everyone should fight for where they live and where they call home. We don't ask children to fight, of course, but anyone above a certain age can be called in if they don't have, other responsibilities. But that is to your disposal if you need it.
Thank you. As you can understand right now, especially with what just happened, the situation is very fluid and could change at any time. But yes, probably there are these places of power, so we may need
Yes. Nadrano told me. I've met him before. I would definitely be willing to send a troop there to take care of some things.
to
And
either prevent or at least slow them down from getting to these places of power.
definitely, hopefully stop them before they sacrifice people unnecessarily. Or, well, unnecessarily to us. I'm sorry that things have gotten so out of hand. I mean, not that I'm apologizing for myself, but just in general.
We all share in that.
Yes. Well, who is your, well, I'll give the teleportation, well, I think that Miss Reyes has a teleportation, to the city, so whenever you're ready to go, just let her know, or let me know.
We'll be there as soon as we can.
Definitely. Thank you.
Thank you.
I believe that me and my brother are on our way out, but if you should need anything, and she'll give you a small satchel that you probably recognize by now as like the weight of a sending stone inside. Feel free to call. Also about the troops as well.
Okay.
And she'll kind of give a nod and turn, and you'll see kind of her brother will kind of pass and give you a nod as well. Thank you. And they'll kind of rush out and towards the teleportation room. Anything else, Teagan?
He'll just nervously look around, noting it's like, so, it's been a while. He's just nervous about Juniper not being back yet. So he'll probably one thing he wanted to definitely address, learning of this going on. He'll make his way over to John Crestwood and just ask about it may be time to use your army. How do we best, if there's a place they need to be, how do we best get them there?
He was conversing with his parents when you approached, and he'll kind of go off to the side with you. Yes, right. I can direct them wherever we need to, whenever you need them to be. Just let me know where.
Okay.
Yes, I mean, I understand these places of power, or these specific points in Ozberghen, these places are being run into. But yes, I'm willing to go.
Okay. I don't know. Just ask him his advice. Would it be better to hold them for our battle, if we have a battle with the great, Varys and the Great Ones in the Underdark?
I'm not sure. Personally, Teagan, I feel like I'm not. We don't know where that's going to be, right? I don't know if I can get, or if I will be there to help you during that time. So I think, as of right now, and you don't have to follow this, but my suggestion would be to send them to a place that we know where they need to go, and where they can help now. And if they finish up there and can head off somewhere else, if I can get them there, then yes. The Plane of Dreams has a lot of doors, and I can make a lot of portals, but I'm not really sure where those limits are yet.
Understood.
Okay.
Thank you again.
Yes, anytime, of course. And he'll kind of give you a reassuring pat on the shoulder, and You kind of, as he turns around, his father will approach you. A human with kind of this kind of salt and pepper hair. Your group, you need us to send people. We have a few, some skirmishes, in Wivelin, but, that's about it. So we have some troops that at your disposal if you need them. Do you have any idea yet of where you want to send them?
As soon as we get a better handle on these places of power and where else does the library seem to be concentrating their efforts? They might be trying to, take over certain places.
Right.
That might be a hint as to where these places of power may be.
Exactly. Okay.
So,
I'll stand by then.
yes, and we appreciate it.
Yes.
And we'll get through this together.
I'll give you kind of, and amusingly so, kind of very similar, kind of a reassured pat on the side of the arm, as you just experienced from John. So just an interesting simile there. All right. Zavar, is there anything that you wanted to be doing during this 40 minutes that Juniper's gone?
At this point, with all that time, I think. Well, Zavar's still not sure how to help make this happen. So, I'm just trying to mingle and ask questions and listen, and really just waiting for the opportunity to jump in and be useful.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so definitely just trying to catch up and with his friends and family. Not anything super specific, just trying to get comfortable with the people that are there and kind of steeling himself for what's going to happen. Be ready for anything kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Asleep?
Probably for a good while. He's probably just gonna be just standing and staring at the elevator door.
Aww.
My
My killer mommy.
And after he won't wait too long, probably just a few minutes, he'll turn around and come back to the group and still kind of do what he's been doing, and in that he's just taking it all in.
Mm-hmm.
And if anyone calls for him to do something, he will help and do everything. But again, he's just being abnormally just silent and just stoic, just taking it all in.
Okay.
And I would say you could shoot this down, but with Gerbil, this is kind of what I think Gerbil would be doing.
Okay.
He's talking with Javaca, which I imagine since that's where he came from,
Yeah.
to there, that's where his family is. He's Tulip's Griffin army family and everything. He'd probably also go talk to Grelik just to get info about the Baron Mage Rebellion. And then probably last, he'd probably go talk to Zelthura and Queen Anselm from Bornheim, just to see, and he's gonna, just because it's in his head, he's gonna try to like, I think he's gonna try to organize some kind of front against Fairweather.
Okay. Within some.
Just because he's, yeah, within the Lisa Deer and maybe with Greelick and the Baron Army, if they're whatever the state they're in, he knows Fairweather is a shady place because he was there. He knows
Yeah.
that it's a place of power.
Okay. Make a persuasion
and-
check, Gerbil.
Oh, of course I closed that. Okay. Donde está Gerbil? All right. Oh wait, I almost used my sleep dice. I gotta use my gerbil die.
Womp
Right.
womp.
Oh! Persuasion.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot. Gerbil's bad at persuasion.
You also have inspiration too.
I do. You know what? And it's getting towards the end of the night. The sleep's kind of catatonic. I'm going to use my inspiration. What is it? D10?
Yeah. And after this, there'll be an attack on the tower.
Yeah, probably. The sleep's fine.
Oh no.
I rolled a 1 on the inspiration.
Okay.
And that cancels out Gerbil's -1 in charisma.
Great.
For just a straight 18 for persuasion.
Great. Wonderful. Okay. So, yeah. I would say Zothor is surprisingly a little bit skeptical. Just kind of like, wait, why is the city so dangerous? But Queen Anselm starts out as being like, I don't know if that will. But your argument, your persuasion with her, kind of got through to her, and she's like, yeah, yes, I can have some people help check it out. I have some mages under my in the town that work for the castle that can definitely work their way in. And Greelick will kind of echo that. And Gerbil would learn that she got word that several mages pushed their way into what's left of Bairn, and we're trying to build a chamber to try and get some of the mages there into it. So they're trying to just take them by force, and but they were able to fight against them. So she said that they're pretty. She'll say that they're pretty riled up now already and are ready to go, so they'll probably want to kind of channel their energies a bit, and would like to help. She would
Angry
convince them to
mages
help.
on griffins.
Perfect.
He's-
Did you say you were trying to get Lisa Deer to help too?
Yeah,
Okay.
because I was just looking at the map, the
Yeah.
Ozberghen map, and
Yeah.
Baron, Lisa Deer, and Bornheim. Bornheim's a little further away, but they're all sort of equidistant from Fairweather.
Yeah.
And that's a somewhat known quantity. And also, I mean, there's a little bit part of Gerbil who he's still always thought, I'm gonna kill Rinka. Just in the back of his head.
Javika will express that given how it's like Lisa Deer is close to Fairweather, but close as in like a few mountain ranges over close. Like there's mountain ranges in between, several in between Lisa Deer and Fairweather, to where going on foot they would have to like literally go north for like a day or so and then go around a mountain range and come back down, like past Bairn, and down that channel. But she would say that if you want to utilize the Griffins, she could send people in on the Griffins. So that would give not that many troops, but they would at least be able to fly in if they need that extra support.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
what he was mainly
Okay.
thinking, is not so much the troops, but
Okay.
and
Yeah.
also maybe, he kind of wants to ride in with his wife on Griffins to kill Rinka.
Wow.
Javika will say that's definitely possible and just kind of, smirk at that. Mm-hmm.
Also, it's not like, I know this is all within like the 10 minutes.
No, it's like 40
and
minutes.
40 minutes or whatever. And this could honestly, you could just message me after fact and it could just be my own thing. But if they're in the midst of everything and Gerbil like trying to strategize and talk to everybody, he would at some point before this meeting disperses, he would go talk to that bugbear survivor from the army and just
Okay. All right.
see what the status is with the ones that are left, and also kind of Gerbil's direct. He'd probably just ask straight up if Gorbin's alive.
Okay. Gutroth would tell Gerbil that in his kind of not low vocabulary, but very, it seems like a stilted vocabulary, at least way of that. What was his name again? Who did you just say?
Gorbin.
That he, Gerbil's brother, that Gorbin disappeared into one of the portals. So doesn't know if he's dead or alive. He just knows that the ones that, of course the ones that die don't appear back, but the ones that disappear into portals, he'll say, you don't see them again. The status of the ones that are kind of, I know that the Crestwoods mentioned some kind of in a certain district of the Racea Empire, which is Gutroth will say that he's, and he knows, he has the couple there at the monastery. He's known of a few that have went elsewhere, dispersed elsewhere, bugbears from the army. He'll just kind of get a very far away look in his eye as he's kind of thinking about it, and just, a lot happened, he'll say. We're surviving, but also mourning.
Okay. Gerbil would probably speak to him in Goblin, their natural tongue.
Sure. Yeah.
And it's probably the first time anyone ever listening has ever heard Gerbil speak anything other than just common and Elvish.
Yeah.
But I mean, he would pretty much say like he understands, and then if you take the time, they need and everything. But he would kind of say if any of them are still looking for a fight for the ones that used them as, he'll like tell them basically targets they could go after.
Okay. Okay.
Because he will also like kind of say that he'll try to pivot since not everyone who survived the Bugbear army, they were actively invading the continent.
Mm-hmm.
So he wouldn't just he would try to be bugbearish, cunning, and like slide it to like you are being used. No one abuses our power. We control our power.
Okay. Yeah. All right. He would respond that he doesn't have a lot of contact with the ones that are out, but he will try with the ones that he does, to see if they can also gather people. And he'll say that they don't do very well with plane traveling, typically, but they can. They say that they will help with the mages, kind of prowling in on the Ozberghen cities.
All right. That's
Okay.
good. There's enough war for everyone.
Okay. All right. So everyone, you see the elevator doors open, and Juniper walks back into the room.
Did we notice if the elevator was going up or down? Like, did we notice that the elevator was just going from a
I don't
different
think
direction?
there's no way to tell. You just see the doors open.
Oh, there's no like arrow. Ding.
No, there's no arrow and a ding. No.
And it's Junie alone.
Junie alone. You'll see the guard, but the guard kind of stays right there by the elevator. So.
Teagan's gonna walk, and he's gonna give a Junie a hard look, and I want to make a perception check if I can see what I can see.
You want to make a perception or an insight check?
Perception. I want to see how she looks.
Okay. All right. Sure. Yeah.
Richer.
Richer.
Sleep's just gonna go up and hug her.
Oh no! Don't. Oh God! If he does
18.
that.
18.
Okay. I mean, she looks, yeah, I mean, she definitely looks a little tired. I mean, why don't you describe how you look, Juniper?
Yeah. Well, if Asleep is gonna go hug her, then I'll tell you exactly how she looks. She looks like she's bawling. But thankfully there's a giant warforge that's blocking the most of you. Yeah, no, she I'd say she doesn't have a good poker face, so she's a little paler and
I mean,
she's wearing a bracelet.
You probably noticed some blood on her as well. I mean, unless you stopped to wash which doesn't sound like that you did.
No.
You probably noticed a little bit of blood splatter on her somewhere.
Yeah, she's got a bracelet on that you didn't notice before. And, yep, not really holding it together so well.
I'll walk up to her holding up my bottle, and I can, fake trip and spill some on wherever I thought I saw some, blood. Oops. Just to...
Oops.
With your alcohol bottle?
Don't get it on the
like
sleeve.
maybe I had some, some red wine, and I'll just like, oops,
Oh, to hide it. Okay,
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. I was like, for a second, I thought you meant to clean it, and I was like, no.
Yeah, hold still.
No, you can't. You can't. No.
No.
Okay.
It's not bleach. It's alcohol. It's not that kind of drink.
Why don't you make a
pulls out a Tide to go pin.
Oh no.
Either make a dexterity or isn't there a crap? Give me 1 second. Isn't there like
crap skill check?
No, there's not a crouch roll skill check. I was thinking if there was like a deft of hand.
Sleight
of
hand.
hand.
Sleight
Sleight
of
of
hand.
hand.
So either roll a sleight of hand or a dexterity check, please. Thank you for the raid, Diesel Shot. Hearts.
Yay.
Thank you, Raiders.
It's a 12.
Okay. And what did you roll? Dexterity or sleight of hand?
Sleight of hand.
Okay. So, in a 12. Okay. So I would say that you are able to trip, to pretend to trip and spill some of that wine or what have you onto Juniper. It's probably a little bit more than what you were expecting. So whereas instead of just a few like splatters here and there, it's like a splotch of wine. And Juniper, you kind of like, Zavar is like a few feet, like a couple feet or a foot away from you on the floor. And you now have wine on your outfit.
Oops.
Yeah, she's gone from like crying to like hysterical laughter at this point. She's just
Yes.
Savar, I didn't see you there.
I did not see the floor reach up and grab my shoe there either.
I'm just I'm sorry, I'm not used to asleep. Give me a hug. This is more than I was counting on. Don't let Mayor Rheyes see you got that on a carpet. Lauren.
Well, we can't magic it out.
Right.
I'm so sorry that I ruined your outfit.
Gerbil will, or no,
Wait.
Asleep will slowly just kind of shuffle and stand on top of the stain.
On the floor? Yeah.
Yeah.
Not on Junie.
Perfect. Yeah, don't stand on me.
Nice.
Whew. Okay.
All right. Teagan will walk up. I take it Ruann won't be a problem.
And I didn't break the window.
Thank you. And
That
I'm
is what
sorry.
is most important.
And I'm sorry. It's never easy.
Me too.
We won't. No need to talk about this anymore.
Have something for you, but it can wait until after the meeting.
No problem.
Ugh.
And I'll offer what's left of my drink.
Yeah, she'll just
Yeah.
take it. Head back into the meeting room.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, return to the meeting, I guess, yeah. Or get ready to
Yeah,
Go ahead.
the
Action.
meeting is let me just make sure that I haven't missed anything. Yeah. I would say that the meeting kind of looks like it's pretty much over, right? Like people rulers are kind of getting their stuff together. I know that there are two rulers from Racea. You would have seen them leave. And yeah, they're just kind of getting their stuff together, talking to their guards, using sending stones. You'll see one ruler like get out like this, like almost like a dice bag that we know, and like open it up, and it's just a bunch of stones inside. They're in other satchels, and they're just like that are tagged, and they're just trying to find the right person.
Mom, you gotta get out of the city. You gotta get out of the city.
So it's definitely chaotic. I said a few times tonight, but so yeah. Mayor Rheyes, I was gonna say Professor Rheyes. Mayor Rheyes will come up to you and kind of come up to the group. Okay, so what's the plan? Did you want me to so if you want to go ahead, I know that Nahia said that motions to Teagan that you said that you would go to the Racea Empire, check out things there. If you want to do that, I can try to rally some, people here, try to get some people at these. Zatara was marking some things at these different points in Dim Glimt, apparently, possibly in Ozberghen, that I can try to get some of the troops into. Do you need me to get someone to go somewhere else? Other than those points, how can I help?
If you could send someone to Baron
Okay. Yes.
and try to rally them and send as a citizen of Baron, my sincerest apologies for not getting there, but being called away.
Is Gerbil near this conversation? Would you say, Jonathan?
I would say Gerbil's probably
So would
around all the major conversations.
Would Gerbil say anything about that he's already?
Oh, Gerbil would have totally clued in Teagan to all the stuff, all the crazy stuff he's doing.
So Gerbil's talked to Grelick, and so y'all would know that Gerbil's talked to Grelick. Grelick agreed to send some of her people. That they had people try to overtake them, but they were able to fight them off and just take care of them.
Oh, okay, all right.
So they're sending people to Fairweather along with some people from Bornheim, and as well as some officers from Bornheim, some griffins from Lysadir.
But
and
I mean, if you have,
will be going with them too. Yeah.
If you have other plans for them, that's fine. I'm just
No.
I'm
That
just
was
a fancy NPC.
nope. That's perfect. That's exactly what I was intending. So maybe the best thing for you, Miss Reyes, and they realize is to be the coordinator of the go-between, since you've done a great job in getting everyone together.
I can do that. If I flip this meeting table over, it becomes a war table. It'll work out great.
It's a big gaming table with Risk on the other side. Always take Australia first.
Absolutely. I will definitely, no problems doing that for you.
Okay, and we'll get a sending stone together.
The R'lesk Tower will become Zen. Wormwood is engraved on the table. Yes.
Yes.
R'lesk Tower will become a point of operation.
Agreed.
We had a few, I'll let you know, we did have a few groups of mages try to storm into the city, but with the guards that I built up, they were able to stop them. So I think that we're keeping a good hold on our perimeter. Plus, the residents have themselves pretty well underhand. So, and also, I'll let you know. Well, I'll let you know if you haven't talked to Nelian. But remember, he was not Nelian. Was it Nelian that was there? Yeah.
Nyland?
Yeah, he was there.
Yeah, he was there. I did. He's all settled. And he's helped a bit as well. So
good. They'll be quite helpful in moving information along.
Yes, plan to utilize them as much as I can.
Excellent.
Okay. Well, are you wanting to move on to Racea?
Yes, it seems this time is of the essence.
She'll look at you, Juniper. You didn't break a window, did you?
Didn't.
She'll kind of sidestep over to you as the rest are probably kind of turning away and just, I'll have you know that the guards did tell me what happened. I told them it was fine, so nothing to worry about. He was awfully shifty in the meeting, so I trust your judgment. Go. Good luck. If you need anything at all, did I give you a sending stone? You have a way to reach out to me?
Nope. If you have one, I'll gladly take it.
Teagan.
She'll call to a guard, and he will give you some. Yeah.
I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a sending stone today.
Anytime. Yes. Good luck. And in fact, here, give me that sending stone back for a second. I'll give it back to you. I just want to, and she'll kind of take it and take over to one of her mages on the other side of the room and come back and give you the, kind of drop it back into the little satchel and give it to you. You can use it 3 times a day now. That one.
Ooh, I had to make a note of that.
Ooh.
Swoon. Mayor Rheyes.
You speak of
You
my
know how to
language.
speak our language. Yeah. Bet
All right.
Kazeel wishes he was here now.
Oh,
I
man.
didn't get an idea of that.
Charming the pants.
Everyone.
All right.
Yeah, I could just picture him with his arm up against the wall. So after this is all over, what
Yes.
are you, up to?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Ms. Reyes will show you to, will take you over to the to the teleportation room door and just bid you all farewell and good luck, and and then immediately kind of turn and go back to what she needs to do. Mage will kind of usher you in, and we'll start working the teleportation circle for Racea Empire. You'll feel that typical teleportation kind of suction, and within a few moments, you are there. You arrive in a let's see here. Yeah, you arrive in a pretty small room, but not any smaller than the one that the other teleportation circle was in. And the mage will open the door out into a let's see here. Okay. We'll kind of open the door out into a almost like a large foyer with several other doors. The doors are, and as soon as they open the door, you can hear kind of that hubbub of sound. People yelling and talking. You can hear yelling in the distance, as well as some interesting, like, almost the sound of like rubble hitting, rock. I would say that, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it would seem kind of what you would expect of a city under siege, a city in battle. As you step out into the foyer with its cobblestone floor, you can see several people kind of running in, and it's not crowded because the room is big enough with this kind of large dome ceiling. But you see just kind of the franticness of, and also these lines kind of forming that go out the front door to these teleportation rooms. As you step out and you kind of elbow your way through the crowd, it leads out into a bigger, more crowded room. And then you can see just truly how frantic these people are to get out of the city. A few people are coming into the city from the teleportation rooms, but most people seem to be in a line to use them out. But as you step out of that room into the larger part of the city, and again, it's pretty much shoulder to shoulder at this point, people wanting into that teleportation building. Teleportation hub. You, as you step out into the city, you kind of get a sense for just how big and crowded the city must be. It feels almost claustrophobic. Not really. I mean, there are a lot of people. It's a little bit more dispersed out here because there's more room. But you can just see buildings just rising above you, stone buildings. Not, of course, talking skyscrapers, but like 4 or 5 story buildings. Along with walkways and pathways, just kind of going here and there. probably seemingly the more probably crowded city area, maybe besides the Racea Empire for those who have been there, which I guess is Teagan, that you've experienced. Probably even rivaling cities that you would have experienced in Credencia, Juniper.
Okay.
Just a lot of stone. And as I said, it's a little bit easier to breathe out here. You don't have that kind of crowd, but you do see that line kind of still forming to get into the teleportation hub. And yeah, I will say, you know what? Completely forgot before you left the room, Racea Empire, the tower, left in the teleportation circle. Zatara would have sought you out and would have given you a necklace. The necklace is kind of a pointed. What do you call the shape of a D4? Or not
Pyramid.
a D,
Diamond.
or
Pyramid.
not
Diamond.
not
Triangle?
D4, but like a
D8.
D8. What would you call that? What is that? Diamond shape?
Prism.
We'll just call
Diamond.
it prism or diamond shape.
Polyhedral device.
Crystal that has the 8 sides on it. So it's unlike the like the round crystals that that they were using to see through. Kind of encased in these kind of like wires of gold. And she'll give it to you and say that that's what's used in the library. Well, she wouldn't give it to you. She would show it to you and say that that's what's used in the library to get around. Like hers is unattuned. Without it, she'll say that the library will be just a maze to you, an endless maze. The rooms are ever changing. You won't be able to get from one point to the other. She said that this makes it easier. You still have to kind of manage through some rooms. But this makes it easier for you. So as instead of you not finding the room, you'll eventually find the room, a little bit of a shortcut. She'll say that hers is unattuned, but she will urge you to look for one in the estate, because otherwise you're not going to be able to get through the library. She'll say that anyone living there should have one, but Rheyes definitely, and they all have offices there. So, she will also mark on the map for you where the estate is. On the map that y'all have. So sorry I forgot that. So in other words, you know where the mansion is. I'm glad I remembered that because that would have been an issue later possibly. You know where the mansion is. Do you want to start making your way to the mansion, I guess?
I suppose, yeah.
Okay.
How long is? I mean, is it a long walk or?
It's only a couple of blocks, which Zatara told you
okay.
verbally, but you can also see that on the map. So as you start moving through the city, again, you can hear those sounds of battle kind of in the distance, the yelling, the people kind of clamoring in the streets to kind of get to safety or get indoors at least. Maybe not leaving, but at least get under a roof or under, something. You'll see guards kind of like rush in front of you as you're going through the city. Are you just going, just walking? Or are you trying to be stealthy about it? I'm not leaning you either way. I'm just asking.
I mean,
Well,
unless someone tells us to sleep, otherwise, a sleep is just walking straight
Okay.
at a somewhat fast pace.
Okay.
Just long stride, just Terminator, just going straight towards.
Right. And it doesn't look like there's anyone. I mean, chasing the citizens, right? There's no mages doing anyone harm, right? Or looking for.
No, it
perhaps.
seems like what you're getting a sense of is that the guards are in in pursuit of these mages. There are a couple of streets that you'll pass by that you'll see kind of active battles of guards against mages. You're not seeing like a huge amount of mages like going through the streets. It seems to be an even number, and it seems to be dispersed, and it seems to be in other sections of the city than where you are right now. Other than just the random kind of chase that will kind of like go kind of move in front of you from one. You'll see a mage and you'll see a guard chase after them.
Hold on, let me just check something here.
As you're looking at things, you'll hear kind of something like a spell or something hit a piece of a building. And you'll see kind of a little piece of chunk, a little chunk kind of fall into the street a few feet in front of you.
And Junie's super jumpy and probably would jump or leap sideways.
Yeah, we'd probably hurry our pace. We wouldn't.
Okay.
Yeah, if there's like, yeah.
Okay. As you run through the streets, as I said, you'll kind of hear yelling kind of just around you, glance down an alley and see, a guard fighting a mage, or see a spell kind of go off. As you get about halfway there, it's about a block away from where the estate was marked on the map. You will hear kind of this kind of crackle, like almost like a firebolt hit a piece of a building. You'll hear a couple of yells as this piece kind of crumbles down and starts falling towards you. Everyone make dexterity saving throws for me, please. Teagan, what did you roll?
24.
Okay. And Juniper?
21.
Zavar?
11.
Okay. And Asleep?
Nat 20 for 26.
Wow. All right.
Woo!
So Teagan, Juniper, and Asleep, you're able to kind of see this, in your peripheral or look up, and are able to kind of like dodge out of the way. Zavar, you are able to get out of the way, and you think that you're almost there, but you don't quite get far enough ahead of it as it hits you a little bit in the back. Could you roll a D12 for me, please?
That's a 5.
Okay. So you take 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yeah. Okay.
And as y'all are moving a couple of other streets away, you'll kind of just barely miss like a fireball kind of shoot in front of you down an alleyway. And you'll have to like navigate around it. You can see, whoever has the map and is kind of like glancing at it will see the estate, and that you're approaching it, kind of nestled within. Nothing really that spectacular. But it is nice. It's about, looks like maybe about 4 or 5 stories tall, maybe about 4. As you approach, you will see plenty of guards outside of the estate, kind of almost like a few blocking them off. But they seem to be busy with other mages and things, leaving the area slightly clear for you to get through and get into the estate if you want to.
All right. I'll look to the others. Let's go for it. Let's get in here.
Okay.
As you get about 30 feet from the mansion, you start to hear the almost like sounds of battle inside. And then suddenly a chair, half on fire, comes out through one of the top windows of the estate. Looks like maybe the 3rd floor. Comes flying out and onto the street below, kind of catching a guard's attention who kind of glances at y'all, but then quickly his attention is drawn to, a skirmish about a street away. And as y'all approach the mansion, that sound of battle kind of intensifies as you start, bounding up the small set of steps there. But as you get inside, it's kind of died down. And you'll hear a slight, and you'll hear some distant kind of cheers coming from, up this kind of grand staircase there in the estate, or actually coming down from a hallway there in the estate. You don't see a staircase there when you first walk in. Sorry about that. Yeah, you enter into this very intricately decorated estate foyer. You're not really sure what you expected. Seeing as you've been to the library and it was a weird, like an actual library looking, and you know what they're about, but you weren't really expecting this kind of like old, like this kind of like antiquated style, even to this, even to this time period that you're in of decorating. Everything looks to be about probably a century or two or more old. It's really quite interesting. And as you enter into this foyer, there are a couple, you can kind of see a couple of guards kind of pass, an open doorway there on the other side of the foyer. And one will kind of stop and kind of look at you. What are you doing here? And that's where we'll end tonight's session. And so that, yeah, there we go, because it is 10:08. Thank you, players. Thank you, viewers. Y'all are the best. Who is it?
Who indeed?
Who ordered the tacos?
All right.
The Forsaken tacos.
The Forsaken tacos.
Yeah.
We delivered to the worst places.
Oh, thank you, Zen. Octahedron. Great. Mm-hmm. Yes. All right. Well, that brings us to the close of tonight's session. So exciting. Wait, what is that? Is that what I was looking for earlier? Probably. I just put it in the wrong place. It was the symbol. I finally found the crest, the coat of arms for the Racea Empire.
Of course.
Good timing.
It was great timing. Yes. All right, let me bring up OBS here, and let me just pop up our schedule. Again, you've been watching The Forsaken, episode 128. We're so glad to have you. Yeah, I mean, we're in the last episode. It's probably like 6 or 7, I would say.
Yep.
So a couple of months
Don't miss any
of content, hopefully. But yeah, we got a lot happening coming up. A lot of interesting stuff. All right, let me throw up the schedule here so I'm not teasing y'all anymore. Tomorrow on Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, you have Sundered Fate, which is our newest D&D campaign that is DM'd by Dan. Thursday, we'll have Paint by Minis at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, where I will be painting some TTRPG miniatures. Saturday, we'll have In Extremis at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And you see the Obsidian Scar on Sunday. That's on hiatus for right now, so we'll update y'all as soon as we know. But yeah, that's our schedule as of right now. We have another campaign coming up in the next few months. That'll be on Friday that I'm super excited about. And that's it. Thank you again so much for the raiders. If y'all are still around, we appreciate you. And we will see you next time. All right. Good night. Bye.
Bye.